Almost Adult Podcast.
I'm back. Hey guys.
Hey, so today we're gonna do a part 2, of our most popular episode.
Yeah, it really is. I wonder why.
Because everyone's toxic and we're not.
Right. Everyone's toxic, including us.
I'm fucking toxic.
Everyone's toxic.
Everybody has toxic qualities. Some are more than others.
Ouch.
Some are just reckless with their toxicness.
Yeah.
And their positivity.
Yeah.
It's weird because we can all be toxic and we can all do toxic things, and sometimes we won't even notice.
Right.
Until it's late. Right. You're a villain in someone's story.
Yeah. I know I'm a
I can't deal with that sometimes.
I've
come to terms with it.
I definitely know I'm a villain, unfortunately, in someone's story. I know.
Well, your Scorpio Mars.
Me too. Wow. So what's that? What's
I'm
the Mars
sorry.
again?
I'm sorry. It's back from when the episode where she went to get her astrology read on Clubhouse.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that, yo.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah, that should be your first sign. That bitch was trying to play you.
I think also it's a lot of personal biases that comes with it too, because if you were to get read by other people, they have different biases.
Exactly.
I mean, it all depends too, because if somebody is super professional about it, I feel like I've learned a lot about astrology to be okay, so water, Scorpios, I don't know. I can sometimes be okay, Aries, fire, passionate, want to be the leader, of the pack, and stuff like that, without being I fucking hate you. But I kind of, Capricorns, I have a personal beef with y'all. It's I'm kidding.
Y'all know, I've talked about it several times. Ironically, my boyfriend is a Virgo, and Shadir is a Virgo right in front of me. However, besides her and him,
she's like J-Lo.
Forget
all
it.
the burgers.
Yeah, get the. That shit. What? I'm sorry. That shit was so funny. When I saw that, I was dying.
She made
J-Lo's a Leo, right?
So J-Lo did J-Lo did I know so many Virgos, so I'm
Wait, is that really a thing though? Leo and Virgo, but I like. Okay. I do like most Virgos actually.
Okay, so she's a Virgo. My friend's boyfriend's, my best friend Selena, her boyfriend's a Virgo.
Wow.
Alex's mom's a Virgo. My other friend Kira, she's a Virgo. My other sister, yeah, she's a Virgo. September 12th. I just put her whole birthday out here. But anyway, my sister would be that I really don't talk to, but she we share the same dad. She's a Virgo. I know at least 5 people in my hand right now that I personal.
Wait, you have this.
Well, personally, the people who are Leos, I never had. I always been best friends with them.
I feel like it's just situational.
Yeah. It's always.
But basically, what happened was J-Lo had a dance audition. Right here.
Yeah.
She had a dance audition, made these people dance for a good hour, and was oh, great job. Random, raise your hand if you're a Virgo. And these people raised their hand, and she was thank you for coming. You can't leave me. Yo, that was crazy. Why would you do that? She's our pocket. J-Lo must have had some run-ins with some Virgos, child.
Oh, fucking.
That shit was funny though.
Yeah. And watch, you be finding out your rising sign is the fucking shit you hate.
Mm-hmm.
Or
it is.
It is. I am an Aries rising. And me and Aries sometimes we be bumping heads. AKA my mother. We always bumped heads. She wants to be you're so young, you don't understand, why do you keep questioning me? Or you're the one with the smart mouth. Bitch, I'm questioning you because I don't get it. I don't understand. Why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me and my mom always used to argue, and my sister brought it up because she shared a TikTok about Aries and if your parent is an Aries and your child's a Pisces, and it says specifically if it's a mom and daughter, and I was because I clicked on it and it's it starts a video oh, parents it's zodiac parents. I said watch me and my mom be the first one, and it was. But yeah. Anyway, we're toxic.
Yeah, I was about to ask another question, but we're not on topic at all. But real quick, what's her moon? Do you know her moon sign?
My mom's,
Yeah,
I think she was like, well, I don't really, like my aunts told me like it was like around the afternoon, like around 1. So like I kind of got like she was a Pisces rising, I think.
That's hilarious.
Isn't that crazy? Aries sun, Pisces rising. Me,
That's
Pisces,
hilarious.
yeah. But like, if
that's
she was
really
still
weirdly
alive,
how it
I
goes.
feel like me and her would low-key have beef. Like, we would low-key be like
You're probably
bumping
talking
heads.
right now.
Nah, I mean,
y'all, I feel like your family, y'all don't cut each other off. Y'all just like,
just not talking to each
right,
other.
take breaks.
We don't
I
talk,
cut
like,
my
don't
family
not,
off.
not actually, we like just don't talk to each other. It's just like, we kind of tolerate each other.
Yeah.
Like, we'll like argue and yell at each other and then whatever. Then we're back to like, oh, here's a picture of you when you were a baby. Like, they fucked
That's
with my
better than cutting each
TikTok.
other off.
They fucked with my TikTok video and I was so mad. And then, because it's about to start raining, and like they're like in the background trying to mess with it. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you? Because I get so quick to go like, snap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then they're like, really? Like I said, why are you fucking messing with me right now when I'm doing something? Like I'm doing a TikTok. You know how serious I am when it comes to shit like this. Like,
Right.
and then I like walked into my room and took my makeup off, and then I came back and we were fine. See, that's how it is.
I wish I had a sister.
AKA Crystal and Bailey.
I wish I had sisters.
There you go.
So,
Yeah, but
There you go.
I mean,
I guess because
you want some things you never had.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, no, it's just sisters. I always wanted to do that. I want to argue, and then I know that we're gonna be fine no matter what because you're my family. Versus like I argue with a friend, I'm like, are we still cool? Are we still?
Yeah.
I always want to curse somebody out and we cool. Like,
How about literal choking and fighting? How about that?
yeah,
like
Okay.
actual fist
Like
fight.
actually,
Yeah.
like grabbing somebody from by their neck.
and that's my family. And that's my family. Yeah, me and my sister fought, but I'm gonna stick beside her. I'm gonna stick beside her.
Alright.
Anyway,
So
y'all probably like, what episode?
So we kind of like didn't listen to it. I mean, I did listen to it, and I forgot to put my notes that I like took from listening to it.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
It was kind of painful to like listen.
I
Because it's
know.
back when I didn't like when I'm not doing like audio well enough to my levels of like being able to listen it through it. But like just a reminder. Gaslighting is a manipulation tactic. Oh wait, well, toxic positivity essentially is, gaslighting you into, not feeling your feelings out essentially, or like kind of, you're going through something and they, try to help you, but essentially make it worse. Like,
Right.
9 times out of 10, it just like makes it worse.
They minimize your feelings.
Yeah, it minimize your feelings. Like, you gotta, stay positive vibes only. But like, I got depression, bitch. Like, there's no positive
Right.
vibes here
We're all
right now.
anxious. Right.
Yeah, like my anxiety is at a level I don't want to be. I think what we talked about a lot was just like what to say to us, like what to say when we are going through it, not and not like kind of explaining how like gaslighting plays a part of the toxic positivity, like gaslighting. If anyone wants to explain it, like what gaslighting is.
Okay. I'm just gonna read this definition because I can't explain it better than this. Okay, gaslighting is a manipulation tactic, intentional or otherwise, that is used to make someone question their own reality and deny their own feelings, thoughts, and experiences. It is very destabilizing, and over time, it can be very traumatic, making someone feel there is something wrong with them for feeling the way they do. And I got an example of this. Like, do I have any examples? I mean, yeah, I guess a recent example, like, I'm exposing some things. But in the beginning of my relationship, I feel like we were arguing a lot when we first, like, started dating. And I feel like it was just, like, growing pains and just, like, stuff like that. But, like, I felt like some points, like, he was trying to like make it seem like, well, why are you always like sad? Like, why are you upset? Or like, you shouldn't be upset about that. I'm like, well, you can't tell me how to feel. Like, so I feel like some people like don't even realize that they're gaslighting someone. Like, you just want everybody. People don't realize that forcing somebody to be positive is toxic in a way. It is toxic.
Yeah.
Right. You can't force somebody to be happy if they're not happy. Like, just because you're not stressed out or depressed or anxious, having like intrusive thoughts, does not mean that somebody else can't like literally have the opposite experience.
And I feel
at
like
the same time.
it's when people, a lot of times, people who do it probably don't go through anxiety like that.
Right.
Like, people who go through anxiety and depression can relate more and probably give better answers versus people who don't. Because to them, it's like, why are you always sad?
Right.
Like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong? Like, with you? Like, just be happy. Like, I don't understand what's wrong. Just be happy. And it's like, well, jeez. If I would have thought of that, like,
right.
Well, don't you
Shit, I
think?
figured that out. Thank you, actually.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I didn't think of that. Let me just be happy now. Thank you so much. Like, they don't realize that, and like, that's why it's important to have episodes like this, because people need to, who are like that, need to listen to it and realize
and learn that they aren't doing anything. Or doing
I
something wrong.
understand people are trying to help when it comes to emotions and like understand like trying to understand what somebody's going through. They're trying to help, and like they feel like sometimes like that has helped them. Like, I mean, sometimes people are like, yeah, that has helped me. Like when someone says just be positive, and it's like, that's crazy that helped you, but you know, whatever. No, but
it depends on the person.
Yeah, it depends on the person. And like, I'm a very solution-based friend. So like, I'm not, when it comes to toxic positivity, I'm like, you need to do this, this, and this, and this. Sometimes somebody just needs to vent. And like, I also set myself up because I'm like, yeah, you can come to me to vent, but like, then I'm like, okay, well then you need to do this. Like, that's a kind of form of a toxic positivity I found out. That like, just, you know, telling somebody the solution to their problem versus like them just wanting to hear, that can trigger like just like negative emotions and have them, I don't know, essentially like not come to you, or just feel like they can't come to you. I don't know. Like, I feel like that's a part of toxic positivity that I learned unwillingly, I guess. I mean, because a lot of people come to me like for advice and whatever, but like I feel like sometimes it gets to the point where it's like, I'm telling you how to help you, but you're not receiving it, and it kind of, and I'm the type of person that feels emotion for you too as well. And it's like, oh my god, like I want to make sure you're okay. But
well, I think it is a balance, and I feel like that's a topic that we can definitely get into. But there definitely is a balance between being there for someone and like, I feel like in that situation, if they're constantly coming to you about the same problem and they're just venting and there's no solution, it's just like, well, why what are we talking about? Like at the point, it's like, it doesn't become that. I think it only becomes toxic positivity if it's like the first time you're like, well, you need to do this, but like they're constantly coming to you. I think it's appropriate to have like that tough love and be like, okay, you came to me like 3 times. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do? And it depends on the scenario. Like, say if like someone has cancer, let them complain as many as they want. But if it's like, my boyfriend keep on doing this and that, it's like, bitch, but you still with
that's
him.
An easy fix, right?
But you're still with him. Like, what do you want me to do? So I think it's like, it's also a balance between like figuring out what is toxic positivity and what's like just helping your friend be like, girl, you need to get your together. But that's something we can get into another, because it's so many intricates. But in this episode, we're gonna get into just, okay, this is toxic positivity and how to combat that and how to work through that. So, okay. I
found a random example when I was researching for it. Like, I found this article where they were talking about how toxic positivity is gaslighting, and they had this really, like, example that was, like, how all lives matter, or people who say they don't see color is a really, like, you wouldn't think so, but it's really gaslighting, and, like, I don't know, I just thought it was interesting. Like, it's a really good example, like, you can really see, like, you know, honestly, the only people who say all lives matter and don't see color are people who aren't affected by the issues that come from all that. So, like, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting.
No, that is a good
example. Very interesting.
That's a really
it minimizes, and that's a very prime example, because just like how in cases of toxic positivity, it just minimizes somebody else's feelings, and it kind of puts your feelings in the forefront in a sense. Like, it's kind of very selfish.
I don't care what you see.
Yeah, it's like, well, just be positive, because, and when people say that, they might be trying to help, but deep down, it's because you don't feel comfortable with their emotions right now. So instead of being there for them, you want to coddle your own emotions, and so you're saying just be positive, so it can, so you can dissolve that and make yourself feel better and comfortable. So, and that's exactly what it is. All lives matter. It's not because you're trying to help the cause, it's because you're trying to not feel that uncomfortability that you feel and discomfort and stress that you probably feel with it, and you're trying to make up for it by saying, well, all lives matter. So why are you saying Black lives matter? Yeah. All lives obviously matter. Like,
clearly. Well, if we're going to start all lives matter, then let's start with, like, you know, POC and disability. Let's go, like, tackle people with cancer. Let's go tackle, you know.
Yeah, because if all lives matter, we would be in a very amazing, peaceful, like, utopia place where, like, it's just rainbows and butterflies, but we're not. Okay, so obviously all lives do not matter. Just like I don't see color. Yes, you do. You see, unless you're a dog, you do see color. Okay, so like,
unless you're one of lanternfly things, claim can't see.
Not for people who are colorblind.
Oh, right.
I'm sorry, I had to throw in that.
Or blind. Period.
Sorry if you're blind.
Right. Sorry about that, but like,
I don't think they're saying that. No.
Yeah, they're not. They're saying, well, I can't see nothing. Wait, I'm sorry. Okay, that's not a joke.
How do you not see my skin color? But anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, you can still, like, see color and still understand that, you know. I mean, there was a video I saw on TikTok that, like, this girl, she was like, oh, you want to be a victim of something? Like, you could be a victim of a carjacking. And I was like, what? Like, this girl is crazy. I was like, you don't want to be a victim? Like, what, do you want to be a victim? Like, do you, like, not understand that people go through shit? Like, it's crazy. Like, it's so crazy. Like,
she's comparing a carjacking.
Wow. No, but she's, like, saying, like, how stupid someone sounds, saying, like, all lives matter, or they don't see color, or they don't see racism. Like, you look stupid. Like, do you want to be a victim? You can, like, then be a victim of, like, a carjacking, or be a victim of, like, I don't know, of, like, poverty, I guess. Like, just because you've been a victim of something else doesn't mean you can't understand that someone could be a victim based on their color because of the systematic system.
It's just because people don't want to take responsibility.
No, they don't want to own up to their ancestors, or own up to the fact of, like, we grew up in a racist, like, society.
Right, build on the foundation of pure racism and hate. So, like,
and guess what? Blame men, because who do you think puts you in such a situation?
I know, it's such a fucking
That.
So, now that we talked about toxic positivity and stuff, let's talk about, and we, like, you know, had this conversation before about what it looks like, what better phrases to say in that. So how have we individually been like combating toxic positivity?
People saying it to us?
Yeah, like, let's go individually.
Well, I mean, like the example I gave with my boyfriend, like, I feel like we both, like, we worked through that, and I've had to, like, really, like, because, I mean, there was a time when I didn't, like, I was even getting literally gaslighted by other partners and, like, wasn't sure, you know, like, I would, like, I thought I was crazy sometimes, but now that I'm older and more mature, I'm like, well, I can't let nobody say, like, don't be sad or don't cry, you know what I mean? Like, no, I'm gonna fucking cry and scream if I feel like it. Like, I'm not a person that screams and rages all the time. But like I know when I am like that means I'm frustrated. I have to let it out.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let it out. I really don't care how you feel about it. And yeah, I just think that's just been a thing that I've had to deal with. Like that's my personality sometimes. Like I'm not always like that. I'm very chill, but like I can get really frustrated.
Like when you get like overstimulated.
Right. I'm like it's so much.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like in other places, like I don't know if I've ever really gotten guessed at work or like things like that. Maybe I have. I would say a job I left recently. Maybe it was kind of like toxic positivity, or I had like pretend to be okay with getting paid late, or like things like that. It's just like I'm not putting up with something. Right? I like in the younger days, like I would have probably like just waited, or like just not said anything, or like if I felt like I was being wronged or something but I defend myself to a T now. I'm like, well, where's my money? I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
right, yeah.
Hello, like I don't know, I'm not working today. Sorry, like you know what I mean? Like, just this is funny too. Just setting boundaries helps that as well.
Yeah.
I just let my feelings feel, and that I just let it go. Like I just let myself be like, okay, I'm not here to hear. I communicate it. Like you have to communicate with people who don't understand it. Like who just don't get it. Like listen, that's not the thing I really need to hear. Thank you for trying to help me, but like I need to. There you go. Communicate, set the boundary. I think adulting is all about like setting boundaries
and communication, right?
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be like kind of like
this is a centralized theme for season 3. I think just to set like
boundaries and
it's hard. Like it's hard to communicate. That's not what you want to hear because at the moment, you don't want to. You're not like understanding sometimes like that. You're like, oh fuck, this is not what I want to hear.
Right.
Like you're not like. You don't really, like, in the moment when you're upset and you're hurt, like, I'm just thinking, like, when I'm, like, feeling, like I don't have the energy and feeling, like, frustrated, you kind of just, like, let me just truck through it myself. Like, let me just, put myself, in a happy situation and I'll feel the feelings out later. But sometimes you can't do that, like, because it's, like, then it eats away at you. So, like, I feel like communicating that like right now I'm just not my energy is not the movement or like I really don't want to hear like a solution. I really don't want to hear anything. I just want just support. Like even if you just have to be quiet and just hear me out, you have to say it though. You can't just like because someone's not going to do it. Like someone's not going to be like okay yeah like be happy like. No, like you're gonna be like I'm trying to be happy, but my emotions and my feelings and my chemicals right now that are going on are not chemically happy. So I need to hear something.
No, I definitely get that. Oh, that's right. I'm gonna go based upon me combating toxic positivity to someone else and me combating toxic positivity as in like somebody saying it to me. So the way I combat me making sure that I'm not being toxic, like I'm not spewing toxic positivity onto someone else, I always make sure to say your feelings are valid. I think it's really important to say that because if you are like talking about something, like somebody's talking about something to you and then you kind of just like brush it off in a sense, like, or like don't say that, it can feel like you're brushing off their feelings, especially when like you're like what is it called, solution oriented, which I can be with my friends as well. It's important to say in the beginning, like, your feelings are valid. I definitely understand. I definitely feel what you're going through, and saying like things like that, like just saying like your feelings are valid and like everything you're going through, it's validated. Like I definitely understand what you're going through. Well, not understand maybe, because sometimes you don't understand what you're going through, but things like that. That's one way I try to combat it, like with myself, making sure I'm not doing that. Another way that I do it as well, I do try to ask like if they want to just vent or if you want me to actually like say something. That helps. Becky said that in the first one, in the first episode, the first part 1 episode. Now I try to do that a little bit more. Now, as far as me, like, combating it, like, if someone's, like, spewing toxic positivity to myself, I tend to be like, no, this is not what I need. Like, this is not, and, like, I try to say it nicely. Sometimes it's hard to, because, like, when you're going through something, and then, like, someone just says something that's just, like, it's just, like, that's not what I need.
Yeah.
Or, like, for instance, like, sometimes it's about communicating, too, because sometimes, I think toxic positivity can go in different ways, too. Like, sometimes, like, toxic positivity can be, like, them trying to switch the subject. I think it could be.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to make it more lighter. Like, I remember, like, one of the things, for instance, I was kind of upset 2 days ago because I couldn't find my dress. Like, for my birthday photo shoot. My birthday is actually coming, like, September 3rd, so. Anyway. And, which is, like, basically next week. Which is next week. Anyway. But, I was, like, really upset about that. So, like, I called someone. I'm not going to say who, even though she might hear it. But I called someone, and, like, I was, like, I'm really upset because I can't find my dress, and da-da-da-da. And she kind of what's it called? And she was like, well, like, you know, you'll figure it out. And then, like, she was like, did you figure out the details for my photo shoot? And I was looking like...
Oh my gosh.
I was like, that's not, and like, I actually have to have a conversation about that, because sometimes it happens, like, a little bit, like, sometimes it happens, like, a little bit too much at times, where I'm just like, no, I did not, I'm too busy looking for mine, like, my stuff,
Right.
So, like, I think it's, like, also, like, just, like, you really have to have conversations with people, because sometimes people do not know. And, like...
You can only know your feelings.
Yeah.
You can't know everyone else's.
Yeah, like, in their head, they don't... Like, it's not... To them, they're not thinking like that. But, like, it's like, well, if you would have done the same things to them, they probably would have felt it. Like...
Exactly.
Yeah, so... You have to also...
But yeah.
Yeah, but you have to, like, communicate that, like... This is about me, you know? This is about me, what I'm going through, and if you don't have anything to say about the situation, that is okay. But the last thing that you should do is talk about you right now, because this has nothing, like, I do not care to hear that. So yeah, hopefully she doesn't listen to this one, but, like, because I am talking kind of, and I didn't talk to her about it yet, but I am going to talk about to her.
It might she might not get all the way through.
Yeah, maybe not, but, like, I love you so much, but yes, that really was the call.
Not he or she, but they.
I love you so much, though, but yeah, that really did irritate me. But you will hear about it soon, and I will talk to you about it.
You probably already talked to her about it.
Yeah, exactly. So she probably,
It's already solved.
Yeah, it's already solved. But yes, that's where I can, like, give an example. Like, that is an example of kind of like toxic positivity, where it's like you're just rushing it, but, like, the way is just to, like, communicate, like.
And I feel like if you don't have the capacity to help someone out, you have to tell them that. Like,
yeah.
Because I'd rather you tell me and be brutally honest that, like, I don't have the mental capacity to help you out right now. Because sometimes I have to say that to people, because I go through shit mentally my damn self. And sometimes I'd be like, listen, like, I just don't have this headspace or the environment right now. You know, that's also can play a factor into the last episode of overbooking your life. Like, you're overbooking like, you're just, like, I don't know, it just have to be in the headspace to give and to receive, like, information. So
and if you're
go.
But if you're somebody who's a giver, let's keep in mind, hopefully if you're a type of person that loves to give, you aren't the one who expects to receive just because you gave. You know what I mean? That makes sense. Like, I hate people who like to throw shit back in people's face just because you did something for them. Like, and to keep it very honest, like, no one in this world owes anybody anything. Like, even when I birth children, my children do not owe me anything.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, but that's something I like also struggle with, because it's sometimes you want somebody to do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like hard to say that, like, you know, not hard to say that, it's hard to like accept that, because and then it makes you feel like you're a bad guy. Like, it feel like, because you're like, I can't help you because I don't feel like I receive. You can have the conversation and be like, hey, I like keep helping you, like, or something. Not like keep helping you. Be like, hey, I just feel like we're not being received, like the same energy. Like, is everything okay? Because maybe they're like, you know, the advice you've been giving me even just feels like you're just judging me. Or like, you know, because like there are people out there that will do the receiving and giving. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or like somebody will do the same thing back for you. But like, I also agree, and that's like something, a hard pill for some people to swallow. That you have to, you know, expect this back in return.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it must be out of storage. Oh, so it took a picture, I think. Anyway, if you're listening to the rest of this episode, it means the video cut off.
Sorry about that.
It's always a work in progress. Anyway, I think we'll just wrap it up here, because I feel like toxic positivity, like, listen to our old episode to just like hear and understand like the full of like phrases and stuff. We'll share it again. Like,
we'll probably link it here. Like,
you know, just
somewhere.
say positive, say that must be really hard, and say everything happens for a reason. Just say, I'm sorry you're going through this. Things will work out on the bright side. This really sucks right now. Is there anything I can do to support you? Because then that opens up the solution base. Mm-hmm. Like friendship in me. Like, yeah, okay, is there anything I can help you with? And if you say yeah, or like, even if you say like, I don't know, I'm like, you know, I got some ideas, like, you know, if you want to, you're up to hearing it, you know, stuff like that, I feel like is good to, you know, say, and avoid toxic positivity, and, you know, communicate like about what you want to receive.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I think we'll just wrap it up here.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Set your boundaries.
Set your boundaries.
And don't let people tell you how to feel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
See y'all soon. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.